Welcome back, everybody, to day 3 of asking ChatGPT on who they think the Grand Class Servant should be. And I've done Saber, Lancer, Archer, Caster, Rider, Assassin, and for the main classes, all that's left is Berserker. Honestly, Berserker is just going to be its own video, simply on how indecisive the AI was with choosing one person to be Grand Class. So we're going to take 3 of the most popular candidates that have been chosen, and then see what the AI makes them out to be, and then who knows, I might take a pick at the end. If you guys want to pick on your own, totally fine. But yeah, first I gotta tell you guys who the 3 candidates are. Oh no, I just checked the list again, and believe it or not, first up, according to the AI, is none other than Eric Bloodaxe. Yeah, that's right, the Bloodaxe King, who has a bloody axe, who's got his nickname from having a bloody axe. Jumping right into Eric Bloodaxe's kit, he is surprisingly breaking the mold as a Berserker, and has a double quick Arts Buster deck, rather than just the triple buster, which honestly, I mean, given that his quick hits 4, arts hits 3, buster hits 1, and extra hits 5, I mean, I guess he could do stuff with those 2 quicks that each hit 4 times. Who knows, maybe his gains are a bit better. I mean, I know Berserker defensive gains are really good, but, hopefully, if the AI generates any, gain stats, we'll see. But his activated abilities are as follows. The first one is Frenzied Assault EX. Okay, that's pretty cool. Increases own quick card effectiveness for 3 turns, increases own buster card effectiveness for 3 turns, and grants self crit stars. Okay, so if it's an EX skill, I'm not expecting a Mozart, because it's still a quick and buster up skill, so there's other stuff too. But maybe 30 stars on max rank. That'd be good. That'd be really good. That's on max rank too, so it's not level 1 skill, instantly max out everyone's stars. But as a first skill, honestly, pretty good, and definitely probably better than the original skill for Eric Bloodaxe. His next skill is Unstoppable Rage, rank A. Increases own attack for 3 turns, reduces own defense for 3 turns, and grants Guts status. Revive with 1 HP. Okay, so it's 1 HP. Okay, pretty good. It has a pretty big drawback, but at least it's not like Jill's Noble Phantasm, where the attack lasts shorter than the defense down. So I mean, it could be a lot worse, and also the Guts gives him a little bit of security with that with the defense down. And still, usually, defense down is, a pain, but usually the attack buff is just not always worth it, but it usually more than evens out. Lastly, we have Berserker's Wrath, rank B. Increases own NP generation rate for 3 turns, increases critical strength for 3 turns, but reduces own max HP as a demerit for 3 turns. I feel like it's pretty good. So, NP generation, most of these AI generated servants have ridiculous always AoE buster noble phantasms, except for Merlin, because of course he had a support caster one, but but I mean, if it gets that most likely overpowered NP faster, I don't see why not. Critical strength, yeah, I'm surprised it didn't have any crit absorption up, but honestly, the fact that he has a star bomb and then 2 pretty decently high hitting quick attacks, especially for Berserker, honestly, pretty good. And then it reduces own HP demerit. I mean, what are you gonna do? Berserker's Eric Bloodaxe, it's essentially what his NP did, but it wasn't reducing health. It was just dealing damage to himself. I don't think that this can kill him, but I feel the reducing own defense and the reducing max HP, yeah, it sucks, but he has a Guts skill to cover for it, and hopefully he can just kill people faster, which usually is how most Berserkers play regardless. And his passive traits are Madness Enhancement rank A, increased Buster card effectiveness by 10%. He has a Divinity rank C, which is increased damage dealt by 150. not really changing much. And then Berserk rank A, increase own Buster card critical damage by 8%. And his Noble Phantasm is Blood Axe Overdrive, Berserker's Roar of Conquest, rank EX. When I hear Overdrive, I'm just thinking of like Initial D in Tokyo Drift. I don't know why. But it's Buster, of course. And of course, it deals heavy Buster damage to all enemies, because why wouldn't it be a farmer? Overcharge effect is increases own Buster card effectiveness. Sick. And then, I don't know why it says Noble Phantasm Strength, but I'm assuming that's just other effects. It ignores invincibility and defensive buffs. I don't know. I don't know if it means, like, remove defensive buffs or just ignore them. But regardless, they're not there when they all get the big smack. So, honestly, you know, his kit, I genuinely like this kit. I feel like the higher the higher rank skills is like a fresh new sight compared to like the day one bronze servant. And a lot of my hope is that like a lot of the day one servants, of course, like a Jekyll and Hyde, bro needs help bad. And I really hope to God that whenever I go to the extra classes, that he is granted the status of Grand Alter Ego. And even if he isn't, I'm going to make it that way anyways. But back to the subject at hand, I still very much like this new upgraded kit. It feels a lot more fitting for someone such as the Blood Axe King. I know the next pick technically already exists, but for the second option, the AI selected Attila the Hun to be a candidate for Grand Class Berserker. And I know that Altera already exists. I know that that appeals to some people, but what I think I would want greatly is like the Scourge of God Attila the Hun, like the Sword of Mars wielding guy. And I feel like, yeah, Attila the Hun, it's a pretty badass name with the nickname like the Scourge of God. Like I feel like it's Grand Servant worthy, no doubt, and then maybe Berserker with how like terrifying he probably was. Similar to Eric Blood Axe, we are given a double quick Arts double Buster deck, with quick hitting 4 times, Arts hitting twice, Buster hitting 3 times, and extra attack hitting 5 times. For activated abilities, the first one is Tactics of the Conqueror, with a cooldown of 7 to 5 turns. I don't know why we're not given a rank this time, but we're given a cooldown instead. I couldn't tell you why. The AI does what it wishes. And the effects are apply evade to self for 1 turn, so it's pretty good already. Increase critical star gather rate for all allies for 3 turns. Okay. Increase own critical strength for 3 turns. That's pretty good. So I really like the critical star gather rate for all allies, because Berserkers, they need crit stars to like do crit, and Attila gains that critical strength buff. So they're gonna need a bunch of crit stars, and I feel like that, you know, buffing everybody with some critical star gather rate, it's a pretty good way to get those stars. Next ability is Warcry of the Scourge, with cooldown again of 7 to 5 turns. It increases quick and buster card effectiveness for 1 turn for self, increases own attack for 1 turn for self, and applies guts to self 1 time for 3 turns. It doesn't tell me how much health he like revives himself with. Who knows what it could be? I mean, the 1 health is pretty common, because like that's all you really need it for anyways. But his next ability is Divine Frenzy, with a cooldown of 6 to 8 turns. And he has Apply Ignore Invincible to Self for 1 turn, increase own NP gauge, and then increase own NP gain for 3 turns. And then his passive traits are Madness Enhancement rank A, increase Buster card effectiveness by 10%. Next skill is Riding A+, increase Quick card effectiveness by 11%. And Divinity D, increase damage by 150. Divinity D, or just Divinity in general, is like kind of useless, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like it's a waste of space, almost like, yeah, it's 150 damage each card, but like let's say you get a Brave Chain, and on like I don't know like the stats, but like without like the Buster modifier, it's just gonna be like extra 600 damage, like burns or poisons arguably can do more than that. So I don't know, it doesn't seem like that important. Noble Phantasm is, oh my god, it says Noble Phantasm 2 times in a row. What happened? Okay, the Noble Phantasm is Noble Phantasm, and it is it is Scourge of God, Wrath of the Divine Rider. It is rank A+, type is anti-army, and the effect deals heavy damage to all enemies, inflicts curse status for 5 turns for all enemies, and then overcharge effect is increase curse damage for 5 turns. I don't know what that means. I couldn't tell you. Maybe like it applies a status effect to the enemy that like the curse damage is increased. So if you loop with him, you could arguably stack this on people and just drain them. That actually seems kind of cool, not gonna lie. But with that NP gauge up and then NP gain up, could happen. Who knows? It doesn't tell me what kind of NP it is. Like, is it Buster? Is it Quick? Honestly, just for variety's sake, I'm gonna say Quick, simply because like every other Noble Phantasm, regardless of class, has been Buster. Because the AI is like, ooh, Grand Class Servant, that's not a support. Time to make them like a DPS that can like annihilate essentially an entire level by essentially nuke a singularity with one Noble Phantasm. Except for Grand Hassan, but if you want to talk about his Noble Phantasm in detail, you should go watch the video. Long story short, though, it just can insta-kill anything as long as it's like below a certain health threshold. But the curse gimmick, I don't really get it, but it's interesting. I mean, you could stack it, maybe. Who knows? It doesn't say anything about not stacking. So yeah, that's I mean, it's pretty cool. I was, of course, like, also the Noble Phantasm was saying that Wrath of the Divine Rider, so like you could like infer that maybe it's supposed to be a rider class. I don't know, you could. But even as Grand Berserker, which ChatGPT was very insistent on, I think Attila the Hun can fit the profile really well. And finally, for the last Grand Berserker candidate, we are given the Bronze Zerker, who many free-to-play people consider the Grand Berserker. That is Caligula. And his deck is surprisingly a Quick, Arts, Buster, which is surprising compared to the previous two. But his Quick hits 1 time, Arts hits twice, Buster hits 3 times, and Extra hits 5 times. His activated abilities are Martial Madness, rank A, increases own Buster card effectiveness by for 3 turns, increases critical strength for 3 turns, and gains critical stars with a cooldown of 6 turns. I don't know why it's giving me only 1 level's cooldown. That could be the last levels, but I'll talk about that skill in depth later, but I really like those critical stars. Next ability is Divine Revelation, rank A, applies Evade to self for 1 time 3 turns. I don't know why it does that. I hate this because this happened multiple times with the 1 time 3 turns, which honestly seems kind of useless. But I digress. Increase own NP gain for 3 turns, so pretty good for a Berserker. And then increase own mental debuff resist for 3 turns. It's not much, but like it's better than it's better to have it than not have it, honestly. And that's on a cooldown of 7 turns. And then last ability is Imperial Dictatorship, rank EX. And this is a big debuff one. It decrease all enemies' critical rate by 3 turns, decrease all enemies' attack by 3 turns, and then decrease all enemies' defense by 3 turns. Cooldown of 6 turns. So my one question is probably going to be how significant is like the attack and critical rate down, because like of course it's like not that different from what's that Skadi ability. It's like the I know there's Bunyan has like the Popcorn Blizzard one, but it's similar to that. Just the attack down, I feel like, is the thing that's different, and that's just my question, is how prominent of a debuff is it gonna be? which like makes, because I mean it's an EX skill, so hopefully it's pretty good. His passive traits are Madness Enhancement rank EX, increase Buster card performance by 12%, Divinity rank B, increase own damage by 175. You know how I feel on Divinity. I don't think it really changes anything. And then we have Independent Action rank A, increase critical damage by 10%. And his Noble Phantasm is, actually, wait, this is a sick name. Okay, it is Imperium Insanum, Rage of the Divine Despot. I don't know if these are real words. The Imperium Insanum. AI had a field day with this one, with the name at least, so hopefully it's as cool as its name leads it to be. Unsurprisingly, it is a Buster rank EX, and surprisingly, it deals only heavy damage to a single enemy. Wow. The overcharge effect is increase on Buster card performance 20 to 40% for one turn. Okay, that probably changes on the overcharge level. But I like all three of these candidates so far. It's going to be hard for me to choose. Like, ironically, I do want to say Eric Bloodaxe simply because, like, nobody plays, like, regular Eric Bloodaxe. Attila the Hun, like, I get it, but Attila the Hun's probably third for me on this list. So it's gonna be a battle between Grand Berserker Caligula and Grand Berserker Eric Bloodaxe. I honestly might have like another generative AI make a story fight between these two to like duel to see who really is the Grand Class Berserker. So for now, Eric Bloodaxe and Caligula are going to be moving on to the finals to see who is worthy of becoming the Grand Class Berserker. If you made it to the end, or even if you didn't, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment if you can. I don't know why YouTube isn't letting you guys. But next video, we're probably going to have a showdown between the two candidates, and I'll see you guys there.